Hello and welcome. I'm your host and your instructor, Lisa Mitrakin, and this is a fragment from my full art course, How to Use Colored Pencils Like a Pro. Now let's work on some gradients. Gradients are essential in colored pencil work or on any artwork, really, because everything that we see in real life is a combination of light and no light and everything in between. That's how we perceive things in 3D. So that transition from light to no light is gradient. Additionally, we see the world in color, so we will also have transitions between colors. Working with colored pencils, one of the most important techniques that you will have to master is the technique of creating smooth and believable gradients. So let's start with a single color gradient. Pick a color, any color. Still working with my Black Widow set, I picked this Forget-Me-Not pencil, which appears to be a sky blue. Doesn't have to be blue for you, doesn't have to be Black Widow. Pick any pencil that makes you happy. And we will create a gradient transition from this blue to the white of the paper. I know that my pigment will be applied to its full potential on the very left side of this bar, and it will trail off to nothing on the right side of the bar. So how do we even begin to approach that? I will start from left to right. And I will use a crosshatch technique that will soon turn into a free-for-all. But notice that with my crosshatch strokes, it's very easy to trail off the gradient. Work gently. I picked this sky blue color because it's not so overwhelming. It's a mid-tone. So I would recommend starting these practice pages with mid-tone pencils. If you pick a deep burgundy, it's going to be considerably more difficult to create a smooth gradient from that color to white, to the white of the paper. Not saying you shouldn't try it, go for it if you want to challenge yourself, but for the first single color gradient, go with the mid-tone. Going with something lighter, like a 10% cream, is just cheating. You're not learning anything, so stick with a mid-tone. Again, I would like you to color these samples edge to edge, meaning this whole strip, this sample box. I would like to see a gradient from left to right with the color coming up all the way to the edges. So the important thing with gradient transitions is how smooth the transition is. Notice that I'm only using one color for now. This is a single color gradient transition. So what else have we done so far that practices using the same muscle group? It was the tints calibration, wasn't it? When we had our base colors in the center and we were trailing them off to nothing on the left side of the practice page. Also on the grayscale calibration, when we worked with either a gray pencil or a black pencil and we were creating 10% gray effects and 20% gray effects. All of that was done with the same tool, but with very little pressure for the light effects. Same exact thing here. So essentially, we're creating a transition of tints from this sky blue to white, but instead of having it separated by boxes, we are doing it flawlessly and smoothly. Now let's see what happens with two colors. Still from my Black Widow set, I picked a vibrant pink pencil, just because, completely arbitrary. And let's see if we can blend this pink with our sky blue. So in this one, I will have my blue going from the left to the right and my pink going from the right to the left, and they will smoothly and naturally flow into each other in the middle. Again, working with a crosshatch technique that very quickly dissipates into a free-for-all, I am filling in the same amount of pigment space as I did with blue, just mirror reversed. When creating two color gradients, it's important to trail off each color far enough into the opposite side so that we don't have a drop in value in the middle. What's value? Value is how dark or light a pigment appears. We're dealing with white paper here. So what I see often in beginner students is when they're creating a transition from blue to pink, They have a nice gradient of blue going into a white center, and then they have a nice gradient of pink going into a white center, and then there's this dip of white in the middle or near white. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for a smooth flow of blue into pink. So really work on that center area. And what should happen is it should turn purple in the middle. And that right there is a smooth, equal gradient of two colors. Let's see what happens when we have a larger amount of blue and a smaller amount of pink. So what we're doing in this one is we're shifting the transition area. So essentially about 80% of our strip will be colored in pure blue, and only then the transition will begin on the far 20% of our strip, or even less. Now that we have that done, let's add the pink. Again, remember to watch for that spill over the blue. The area where the two colors meet should just be a nice smooth purple. We should not see a dip in saturation. We should not see any of the white of the paper. Now, both of these were smooth gradients. One was just centered and one was off to the side. Let's see what happens when we create a sharp gradient transition, because not all colors flow into each other over this span of space. Sometimes the transition happens very quickly. So let's pick a new random color. I found this very attractive jade green, and I will make a band of that color that transitions into white very quickly. For my second color, I chose purple, and I'm going to add a band of purple now. So on the side where the purple meets with the jade green, I have created a very sharp gradient, meaning the colors blend into each other in a very small space. By contrast, on the right, I'm going to create a smooth gradient of purple to yet another color. And for my other color, I chose orange. Same principles apply as with our smooth gradient transitions with blue and pink. Make sure that the orange flows deeply into the purple color so that the transition is seamless and there's no dip in value. Gradient transitions are great not just for 3D effects, but also for creating amazing new colors that you can't quite put your finger on. For instance, that color that just appeared on the screen, that's the transition between purple and orange. How gorgeous is that? Does that not scream sunset? The only way to create these amazing effects is to layer your pigment. So layering is going to be a huge part of this course as well. So remember that this is just a tiny part of an entire course on how to use colored pencils like a pro. So if you want to learn all about colored pencils as a medium and to create amazing, beautiful art like this, follow the link, check out the full course, and I hope to see you in class. If you enjoyed this little fragment of the course, please remember to give it the thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for more of these moments of brilliance and entertainment and education. And drop me a comment if you have any thoughts, questions, or suggestions. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.